Hi, I'm Carissa Zdanke, the Astronomy Program Manager at Tellus Science Museum. At the Bentley Planetarium, we run 8 shows a day, 361 days a year. Because of this, we've got a large cast and crew of people who run our planetarium. I wanted to take this opportunity to have them share their stories.
Well, my most memorable was one afternoon, and I hadn't been in the planetarium very much at that time, and I had 3 people come up after the show who all turned out to be astrophysicists. And so it was I was kind of worried, but they were complimentary, so that worked out okay.
I have to say, my most memorable experience was when someone proposed in the planetarium. And it was so sweet because it was kind of pre planned. It was the last show of the day. And the gentleman acted like he dropped something. And everyone else got out of there. And he turned to her and said, "I love you more than all the stars in the sky." And then he presented her the diamond. And it was so sweet. And I got to take a picture of them.
I had a spider crawling across the lens for most of the show, and funnily enough, it was around Halloween, so it was actually kind of perfect because it was massive.
The most memorable experience I've had in the Dome was when I had a group of kindergartners in to see one of our kids' shows. And during the program, there is a robot dog that starts howling. And once the dog started howling, all the kids started howling, and it was very adorable.
I was starting my day, and we had a program earlier in the day, and I did not hit reset, which I should have done. And I went through my normal program, and we went off into space, and we got into space, and there were no planets. And so we had to return to Earth, and I had to pull 10 more minutes of a show from somewhere.
I was with a new employee, and he was shadowing me, and I was sitting, second chair, and I turned around and hit the off switch with my knee, and the entire planetarium went dark. Fortunately, I was told about that possibility just the day before, so I knew what had happened when able to turn the planetarium back on.
So one day I had a one-man show where one older fellow was the only person in the audience, and about midway through the show, I was hearing really loud snoring, so he had a really good nap.
My favorite thing to show in the night sky is constellations. I love myths, legends, storytelling. I feel like it captivates the audience, so that's my favorite part of the planetarium.
My favorite thing to show to the audience is the globular cluster M13 in the Hercules constellation, because in 1974, we decided to announce to the universe that we are here, and M13 was the place that we decided to send the message to. So the famous Arecibo message contains basic information about us and the Earth. So I'm still waiting to get beamed up by alien technology. Only thing is, I just have to wait 25,000 years to do so.
I like showing the Milky Way in different wavelengths of light, like gamma rays or radio waves or X-rays, because it shows you different information that you can't see with your own eyes.
I think the aha moment when you showed them the dark sky without the city lights or anything else, and when they really see the sky without the lights.
I really like to show the guests Jupiter. I study atmospheric science, and Jupiter has latitudinal weather systems very similar to Earth's latitudinal weather systems. They really are fun because on Jupiter we can see them. On Earth we can't see them so well. So pointing them out to guests on Jupiter is a lot of fun, and it's something that we can compare Earth to Jupiter.
At the end of my shows, we'll go into the solar system, and then we'll go outside and get an outside view of the Milky Way. And I like to put the constellations up just to show how small we are in comparison to the entire galaxy.
Dawn of the Space Age is my favorite planetarium show because I love it. I know it's very long, but I love how it's done, and I love how it looks up on the dome. It's just my favorite.
I love the edge. I think it's really cool to see. It feels so uninhabitable out that far away from us. So it's really cool to see that we can still learn about Pluto and kind of get to know it, even though it is so far away. So.
My favorite video that I have seen in the planetarium is Mars 1001, because it has dreamed about our trip to Mars and what it would be like. And I really enjoyed that.
My favorite planetarium show is actually Big Bird's One World, One Sky, because I just think it is kids' first introduction to learning about the night sky, and it's so understandable for them. It just makes it really fun.
I love doing the live tour of the night sky. Gives me the flexibility to tailor the shows to the audience and have some interaction, question and answer session with them. Plus, I love the flexibility of the software and showing off all that it can do.
My favorite planetarium show is How It Was Told to Me, that talks about Maori legends.
I really struggle memorizing numbers and distances and spaces and stuff. So I have extensive notes for the numbers and distances, and if I don't remember it, I gloss over it real quick.
The hardest thing for me was speaking to people but not being in front of them. So turning the lights off and speaking into a microphone can be a little overwhelming. So the first time I was very nervous, but after that I was okay.
How to use the dome board was the most difficult thing for me to learn in the planetarium due to difficulty with my eye-hand coordination, but eventually it's slowly getting better.
I think just learning the live shows, there's so much information there, and I don't like to read my planetarium shows because I have a problem reading and coordinating all the buttons at the same time. So just memorizing and learning the shows is probably the most difficult thing.
How to pronounce the names of the stars. Still not fully there.
The hardest thing I think is the timing, to be able to take all the things I want to say and limit it into the amount of time we actually have, because there's so many fantastic and fascinating things that I want to be able to share, but we have limited time. So.
Welcome to the Bentley Planetarium.